And welcome to the Loveland Report and the Lone Ranger Show. I am Cleve Loveland, Central Florida's voice of real estate, alongside Bruce Woodburn, the Lone Ranger. We are giving you all of your real estate and mortgage news every weekend here on WDBO, and we're going to update you on what's going to happen in 2022, what's real, what's not fake news. I think the big news this year, Bruce, I'm surprised inventory is still so low, because prices were going up so quickly.
Well, they can't get material. I had a meeting with Hanover
Builders.
I had a meeting with an Arthur Ruttenberg builder, and their dilemma is the delivery of materials, but also it's their prices of products are a moving target. It's like, it's like when if you're watching the market, like I watch interest rates all day long, right?
Yeah.
And I can see the movement, whether things are swaying to go up or going down.
Yeah.
But they're watching lumber prices. So they're watching them like it's
hard for them to make a profit if they don't know what that price will be in 8 months when the house is done.
Well, and it swings like by 12%.
Oh,
well, 12% on a $500,000 house
is $100,000 worth of lumber, probably. Yeah.
Well, $1 million is $100,000, right?
Yeah.
So it's a moving target for them. So,
but
they are all building in escalation clauses into that now.
I thought we would have more inventory, and I'm a snapshot. Like, I'm a piece of the pie in Central Florida. I list all over Central Florida. If you can hear my voice, one of those houses on your street, I probably helped sell it or buy it. But I have not gotten a lot of listings. I'm getting a good supply of listings, but I'm not getting that rush. Like January is usually, sometimes there's a rush. But I thought, I think people are kind of cautious. I'm not getting as many offers on homes, but I can tell you
I get
3 to 10 instead of 20 to 30.
Well, I think there's a reason for that.
High prices.
Well, I think it's even if you think about it, what has everybody been dealing with in the last month? COVID.
Oh yeah.
Everybody I know knows somebody that has COVID. It used to be we're like, yeah, I knew somebody that got it.
Yeah.
Now it's like, well, I got like 9 people out of my office right now with COVID.
Yeah.
Now, fortunately, I do believe it's the Omicron version, which is they don't tell you when you get tested.
And there are fewer people out looking right now.
But it's the flu, and I'm talking to folks that say, hey, look, I just don't want people tromping through my house right now. So I think once we're through this little wave of it, then I think things will start.
And the inventory, this is what tells us whether we're in a seller's market or a buyer's market. We've been in a seller's market in Central Florida probably for 10 years. The market right now is only about a 3-week supply of homes. I thought that would have eased up to 4 or 5 weeks supply, but the price is going up so fast. This is what I'm seeing though. Believe it or not, even in this market with everybody getting multiple offers, there's still people that don't call me first, and they end up getting
shame on them.
They don't stage right. They don't get marketed right, and they don't know any better. People don't sell a house every day like I do, and I'm seeing listings expire. So 10% of the market every month, people have been on the market for 60, 90 days or longer, and they're giving up. They're going, what the heck? I hear all this stuff about how real estate's great, and they didn't sell. And usually it's a very simple fix, and it's not always price.
No, it's not always price. It could be staging the house.
You've got to be,
It could be something minor, just about maybe decluttering, or they loved the gold wall, but maybe the gold wall isn't really good for resale right now. You want to know what a simple way to do that, and I've heard you say this before, go in and look at a builder model, make your house look more like the builder model.
Exactly.
You don't need to spend $300,000.
They spend millions on focus groups to tell them what's a house supposed to look like.
Yeah. So all you got to do is walk into their community and go, well, it looks like everything's gray and off-white right now.
I think we're going to have we're going to have a seller's market this year in Central Florida. I think prices, they probably won't jump up 20% like they did for most homes on our average price or our median price. I think they'll go up 10 to 15. It kind of depends on location. But what do you see for interest rates the next couple of months?
Well, so let's talk about that, because, one of the things we promise our listening audience is we are not fake news here, right? We are the real deal. And I hear these commercials on TV and on the radio right now. They're blasting people, and I think a lot of it is misinformation, and it's a sales pitch. So I'm in the business of doing mortgages, but I'm not in the business of misleading a client. I want you to know the real deal. So I have been telling everybody for the last 6 months that interest rates are going to go up in 2022. Well, we already know they are, because they already are. Okay. So matter of fact, last week we lost 116 basis points in the bond market. Now, let's just put this in perspective for the average person, because they don't know how to equate that to a dollar. 116 basis points costs you 1.6 points on your mortgage. So if you had a $100,000 mortgage, it just cost you $116 more dollars. If you had a $200,000 mortgage, it cost you $2,100, and $300, it cost you $3,600.
Yeah.
So you have to put that in perspective. Now, people say, well, I don't want to pay points. Well, of course, you don't want to pay points. You don't want to pay points. You don't have to. But then your interest rate just went from 3 to 3.25 or 3.5.
So are we still low threes?
Well, I locked a jumbo in this week at 3.125, where it was 3.75 just 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I'm seeing conventionals in the 3.25, depending on credit scores, up as high as 3.8. But we will see in the 4s here in the next few weeks. So there's a couple of and listen, you and I oftentimes will run across somebody and they'll go, Cleve, I'm just going to hold off on buying because
the market's
I think
gonna fall,
the market's going to crash. Okay, here's the reasons it's not going to crash. Interest rates are going to go up for sure. The Fed is tightening. The only way to curb inflation, and we're seeing crazy inflation right now. And if you go back and you look at the Carter years, guess what? We're looking a lot like the Carter years, not 18%. But the only way to curb inflation is to raise interest rates. So the government has to raise interest rates. Powell is telling he's going to give us 3 rate hikes, and possibly in the first quarter. We know one's coming right off the bat. It's probably going to be a quarter or a half a point raise to the Fed rate almost immediately at the next Fed meeting. I don't have that meeting in front of me right now.
It's coming up.
But it'll be up.
But still, these things, they're affordable. And so real quick, Bruce, your number.
So 407 250-9144, 407-250-9144, or webringyouhome.com. That's webringyouhome.com. But and your number, Cleve?
407-352-8118, because you've got a goal this year of helping a lot of first-time home buyers.
So I do, and this is something we can all participate in, guys. I can't do it on my own without you. I rely on my loyal clients out there to help me. My goal this year is to help 50 first-time home buyers per month. That's 600 per year. That's a big, lofty goal for just first-time home buyers, okay? Now, I can't do that on my own. Okay, I don't know enough people, but you do. All of my listeners out there know somebody that's renting right now. So I just want to put this in perspective. How much do you think rents would cost you right now, Cleve, on a 3-2 home?
They're at least, I mean, if you want to be in a good school area and a decent house, you're in the 1,800 range, 1,900.
You're $1,800 to $2,300. That's where a 3-2 is going to run you right now in a good school area. Do you know how much your payment would be, including taxes, insurance, and mortgage insurance, with only 3.5% down on an FHA loan at $325,000 purchase?
16?
$2,300 bucks.
Oh, $2,300. Okay.
$2,300, including taxes, insurance,
everything.
Everything. The only thing I didn't include in that would be an HOA fee. $2,300. So you're not that much different to own a home. But here's the thing: if interest rates go up a half a point, that's $200 a month more for your payment. If a house goes up by $50,000, that's $200 more a month for your payment. So they're likely going to do both. They're going to go up 50 and they're going to go up a half a point. So now you're $400 a month for the same house. Why not get into something right now? We can help them. 407-250-9144. Write my phone number down, 407-250-9144. Or call Cleve. We'll connect you. We'll help you. We'll negotiate closing costs. If you're in law enforcement, first responder, or educator, you get discounts off closing costs when you use Cleve and I. We will help you with the home program, whatever it takes to help you become a homeowner.
Well, I've been doing this.
Renting.
You've been in 35 years. I've been in 30 years.
33, my friend.
33? Okay, trying to age you there. But I've never met a rich renter.
It doesn't happen.
And I've never had somebody call me a year after they bought a house from me going, this house sucks. I want you to buy it back.
No.
I've never had that happen in my 30 years. And it's like, that is the basis to start building your wealth. You're putting down 4 or 5 months rent to buy a home and own it and no longer have a landlord. You control everything. Your mortgage is set for 30 years. Rents are going up.
Rents are going up. Do you know what? I watched on Fox News the other day. They said that rents in this area went up 20%.
Yeah.
20%.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Now that's probably that's a testament to the growing population too, because everywhere you look, that the new apartments definitely are getting $2,000 a month for a brand new
they're trying to allure you because now they've got
all
the
the features and
gyms
amenities,
and the pools,
the bowling
and
alley, the valet,
yes. Yeah.
But it's funny because I know some people that moved into one of those, and after they sold their house thinking the market was going to crash, they made a great profit on their house, and after about 4 months, they're like, all right, we're breaking our lease, we're out of here.
Yeah.
It's just not for them, and it just, like I said, that they said, oh God, if we kept our home, we would have had another $50,000 in our pocket.
Yes, you would.
And we don't own something now, so they're talking to us about leapfrog.
Yep, fantastic. If you'd like to interview Cleve, if you want to talk to one of the highest skilled and professional real estate agents in the Central Florida market, pick up the phone and give him a call at 407-352-8118. If you have any questions for the loan arranger, Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage, I've been in the business for 33 years. I'm not only one of the highest producing loan officers in Central Florida, but nationally. You can reach me personally. I actually return phone calls, Cleve.
Yep. You've got one of the receptionist thingies, too.
Yeah, I have a receptionist, too. 407-250-9144 or WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com. I'm looking to have you, my listeners out there, help me find more people that we can help be first-time homebuyers. Now, you know what happens here, Cleve, is you've got these folks, because our listeners tend to be more mature.
Yep.
Okay, we have a very mature audience,
yep.
Smart audience.
Yep.
Okay, and a lot of them have money. Okay. They may own a couple of houses. Yep. They're established. They might even be retiring soon. And you know what they're going to do with their retirement money? They're going to leave it to their grandchildren and children. And if those children are renting right now, they could help them with early retirement and make sure that family is in the market. And if they don't help them, you know what I'm afraid is going to happen?
When they get it, they'll do what you say. They're going to buy a George Foreman grill, and they're going to when they inherit it, the big screen TV,
and Boston Whaler boat.
Yep, there you go.
Okay, but here's the thing: they could give that as a gift now and help that family. Here's what I'm afraid is going to happen: rents are going to continue to go up, and if they go up too much, they're going to be unaffordable for people. And guess where they're moving back into?
Mom and dad or
grandma and grandpa's house with their kids and their dogs. I'm going to tell you something. We can help them now. It's the best thing you could do for your family. You're going to know where your money goes. I can show you the legitimate ways that you can give a gift to your family, and Cleve will negotiate closing costs. We'll get you into a $325,000 house. Your down payment's only $11,500.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So
they can gift, what is it? I think they can give $15,000 tax free.
They can you can give a gift, and you could give all the gift for a down payment on a house. Okay, I'm not a CPA, so I don't know what tax consequences are, but I've never had anybody come back to me and go, "Oh my God, I have these huge tax consequences." You're not gifting $400,000, right? 407-250-9144 for the loan arranger. That's 407-250-9144 or WeBringYouHome.com. And Cleve, how can they reach you?
407-352-8118 for one of the best real estate teams in Central Florida, or lovelandreport.com.
Yeah, and don't forget, write our number down. You might not need us today, but you're going to need us at some point in the future, and Cleve and I want to be there for you for sure. And Cleve, when somebody is looking to list their home, what's the first thing they need to do?
Give me a call, because I'm gonna give them a 50-point staging checklist. We're going to talk about the ins and outs. There's no stress. It's a very simple process. It's not rocket science. Anyway, we'll talk more. Actually, I want to bring me up next segment. I want to talk about,
when we come back, we'll be back in 5 minutes with more of Cleve Loveland, the Loveland Report, and the Loan Arranger Radio Show. Stay tuned. We'll be back in 5 minutes.
And we are back with Cleve Loveland and the Loan Arranger, Bruce Woodburn, to give you all of your real estate news. And this bottom of the hour segment, I want to talk to you about something you hear about all the time, and it's on billboards, it's on TV ads, it's on the radio ads, on every station out there. Call us, we'll give you a cash offer. Oh my gosh, it's so stressful. This is so easy. We'll give you a cash offer for your house. But you know what that offer is? That offer is probably about 80% of your market value.
Yep. Well, so you're willing to give up 20% or even 10%.
It's Wall Street. It's big hedge funds looking to make a buck. They can't find any foreclosures. I had somebody call me the other day. I thought I was getting pranked, because they called and asked me for they want a list of foreclosures, and I said, well, there's about 7 in Central Florida, and there's probably 100 offers on them. So It's just that's what Wall Street's out there hunting for homes. And so they've turned to saying, hey, we'll give you an offer, make it simple. But I have every week I talk to somebody. They've called that person. They send out an inexperienced realtor, and they have a couple valuators, and they have a little an estimate of the value, and they make an offer. And sometimes the offer sounds good, but then you look at the contract, and there's 10% of holding fees, and then they come back after inspections, and they say, well, cosmetically, we've got to upgrade the house. It's another $30,000. It is not the way to get the most equity. The most equity is going to come from a family that wants to live in your home. Bruce, you've got them fast tracked.
Yep.
They're going to pay you top dollar because they like your house. You're priced at $750. The neighbors have been selling for $725 to $775. It's an awesome house. You're probably going to get multiple offers and sell for $780. But that's the way. That's what you get from a professional realtor and a price marketing negotiating expert like me. And these iBuyers, they call them, are not in the business of giving you extra money.
No,
because sometimes they hold them and rent them. Sometimes they just put lipstick on them and try and flip them. And what's funny is, one of the biggest ones out there, Zillow, stopped doing it.
Yeah.
Their algorithms were wrong. They're even getting sued by their shareholders. I thought that was laughable. Their shareholders are suing them because they underestimated what it would take to be house flippers. I mean, some geeks sitting in the basement at the corporate headquarters in Silicon Valley said, "Oh, let's run this algorithm that tells us what to pay for the house."
It seems to me like a repeat. If we do have a slowdown, which I'm hoping we actually do at some point here, because we've been in a seller's market for so long, it would be nice for things to slow a little bit so that buyers have a better opportunity. Because the way things are going right now, the income that people are receiving has not kept pace with the price of houses. So the first-time home buyer is the one that's getting hit the worst. And now you see all these people. I saw them on the news. They were all over the news talking about, rents are just becoming out of reach for us, and we can't even afford to find a house to buy. Well, you're not going to. You're not going to unless you do it now.
Yeah.
Now is the time, because the house for $250 is now $325.
Well, you bet. Mark my words, Bruce. This year, we talked about this a couple months ago, and I think part of what's happening to Florida, even if the economy slows down, inflation keeps going, what's happening to Florida, because we are more affordable, our weather's nicer, our governor's smarter. What's happening is we are moving from we were about the 20th most expensive state in 2019 compared to all the states in the union. We were 20th. And I bet you the next time I can find that report when it comes out once a year, we're going to move to number 14 or 15.
It wouldn't surprise me.
And it's just going to be because our population is growing. And it's just we are smarter than everybody else out there. We don't have a state income tax. We are affordable.
No, we're a great state. Everybody wants to be in Florida. If you have any questions for Cleve, you'd like to talk to him, give him a call at 407-352-8118. That's 407-352-8118. If you have questions for the Loan Arranger, I've been in the mortgage business for 33 years. At least it will be on March the 19th, 33 years in the business. And my team and I are here to cater to your needs. I'm a direct lender. I'm in all 50 states. You can assure that you're going to get the very best mortgage that you could possibly ever ask for, and you're going to get somebody that cares deeply about you, that is a member of the community. You call me, the Loan Arranger, Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage, 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144, or visit my website at webringyouhome.com. That's webringyouhome.com. Cleve, I want to say one more thing before we go to the next break. I am trying to get my YouTube subscribers up to give me better views on that. If you would go to Bruce Woodburn, the Loan Arranger, YouTube, and subscribe to my channel, I'd greatly appreciate it. I'm trying to break a record here so I can get up in my views. That's Bruce Woodburn, the Loan Arranger YouTube channel. If you go to there and subscribe, I promise I won't junk you with junk mail. So, and I'd be greatly appreciative if you could subscribe to that. We'll be back in 5 minutes with more of the Loveland Report on the Loan Arranger Radio Show.
If we don't have it. And we are back. I am Cleve Loveland, Central Florida's voice of real estate, alongside the Loan Arranger, Bruce Woodburn, and he's got unbelievable interest rates. as he said.
Unbelievable interest rates.
And one thing I want to talk about this segment, Bruce, is investment property. We've been helping a lot of people leapfrog out of their old house. You don't have to save 25% down for a new investment home and then try and save. People scratch and scrape together. Let's just move out of your primary. We'll get you another primary, rent the old one.
Yep.
And I don't want to get into too much about leapfrog, but I want to talk about how people need to have real estate as part of their portfolio. And to be in control of your finances, I sit down with people all the time and say, all right, you've got 3 rentals here. They're worth about this. You owe this much. This is your cash flow. How much are you saving on your taxes? Get with your CPA. Let's figure that out. Because there's all kinds of advantages to rental property, but people need to know those numbers. I'm a numbers expert in real estate. But when I do the numbers for people, it's always very, very daunting. I mean, I remember buying my first investment property. I stressed about it. I was in real estate. But when I finally bought my first one 25 years ago, I'm like, oh my God, this is so easy. And when you hear a nightmare story about somebody having rental properties and not liking it, I almost guarantee you it goes back to moving a family member into the house, never paid your rent, or not screening a tenant, or not having it professionally managed, so they were trying to be nice to the tenant, and the rent came a week late. Then it was 2 weeks late. Then it was 3 weeks late. Then it never came. Then it was, oh God, I had problems at home. Johnny needs a special surgery.
I think that some people are cut out for it and some people aren't. I think when you get your emotions involved, and what happens is you got a family in there, and you're looking at the family, and you're looking at it. It's like watching one of those pet commercials. What are they for the dogs and the ASPC commercials? Right? They're all sad. Look, you got a tenant that says, "I haven't got my paycheck."
But being professionally managed, I have a bulldog of a property manager in my office. We handle over 80 properties for people. I've literally, collected millions of dollars in rent over the past 25 years for people, and it's not hard. It should be a semi-passive investment, whereas you are just getting a check in your mailbox. And I can show people how to do that. Raise the rents, charge the proper late fees. It's just like getting a mortgage, Bruce.
So, and here's how simple it is. And this is exactly what I did, and this is what I teach. I developed a program called Leapfrog. I never had the money to put 20% down to buy investment properties. I didn't have it, but I could come up with 3.5%, or 5% to put down. So I bought properties, lived in them, rented them, bought another, lived in it, rented it, bought, and I could buy, and I ended up with 5+ properties. And now I've sold most of them. I've still got a few, but I had 5+ properties making me $15,000 to $25,000 a month in rental income, all free and clear, worth $3 million. Now, if that's what you want, then let me show you how, and you can follow my footsteps. I'll get you into my Leapfrog program. If you're a first-time home buyer, it's a must. If you are wanting to invest in real estate, it's absolutely a must. If you are in real estate, you should get your clients into my class. And and we're still into diversification. I'm still in the stock market. I'm still in bonds, but I'm in real estate.
Well, this is what most people don't do with their real estate. They might have a rental property, and let's say they're cash flowing. This is where you make the money. Rents, the mortgage payment's $1,700. The rent's $2,500. They've got $800 there. Is that the right math? $800 a month. Well, they go to the mall with it. You don't go to the mall with it. No. You pay it down.
No,
or you pay off other debt.
In my program, you never, ever touch the profits from the rent. They go to pay off the house. And there's a system on which house it goes to pay off. I will teach you that in my class. By the way, my class is not $2,000 to get into either.
We don't charge anything for that?
It's not $1,500. I'm not even
charging. So our combined 6 decades of experience doesn't cost anybody anything.
But I'm going to tell you something. It's worth it. It's worth it. And here's another thing. I don't have anything for you to buy. I'm not selling CDs. I'm not selling 8-track tapes. I'm not selling cassette tapes. I don't have anything. You don't have to buy my book or subscribe to my program. You just have to be there to learn.
For people getting approved right now with you, if they want to call you to get this started, the other thing too we've got going on right now, I'm gathering up documents for I'm self-employed. I'm gathering up documents for my accountant to do my tax returns, and you're going to check those before we go to, because I got some moves I'm making this year with my real estate, and I need to make sure you check that before you finalize that return.
We'll review your previous tax returns to make sure you're in line to be able to buy or refinance your next home.
Because as you say, we've always got the guy that, has $500,000 in revenue, but he says he makes $30,000.
Well, and that's typically the case when it comes to self-employed or 1099 people, K1. If you're a W-2 wage earner, that's typically not the case because your income is what your income is, unless, of course, it's a varying income, meaning that you're W-2, but you're not consistent hourly or consistent pay scale. So, but those things can be reviewed by us. Hire a professional. Hire me. I'm applying for the job. 407-250-9144 for the Loan Arranger. 407-250-9144 or WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com. 33 years in the business, and I'm going to tell you something. You're going to actually talk to me.
Yep.
You can't call the Rocket and talk to the Rocket. Okay, you can't call. I don't even know one of these other mortgage companies that you're
and the guys on the billboards, you won't talk to them if you call them about selling your house. You'll talk to me. I'm the managing broker. I am the salesman out there helping people sell their homes and negotiating contracts.
We're in the trenches.
I'm one of the toughest negotiators you will meet in real estate.
This is
Call
true.
me at 407-352-8118. Bruce, I got some emails here asking me something. You know, one of the ways to make your offer look great if you're a buyer or if you're a seller is something to look at. The amount of the deposit on a house. I just had somebody on a $1.5 million listing tried to give me a realtor wrote this up, tried to give me a $500 deposit. And I'm like, what universe are you living in? We should see $50,000 deposit with another $100,000 after inspections.
Right.
And this is what's part of showing the buyers showing they're serious. And sometimes I have
That's
the
an
offers.
inexperienced real estate agent.
But when you have a good agent helping you write an offer, like you're up against other offers. You go in above list price. You go in with a massive deposit. You say, hey, $5,000. If I don't buy this house for any reason, $5,000 of that deposit is non-refundable to you no matter what. If I have a bad day, if I don't like the inspection, if I don't get my mortgage, you get some of that money. That shows you're serious. That's the way to get the house you want. The other way is make sure you start out with one of my agents helping you look around. That way you feel comfortable when you see the house that is the one. Don't let this one get away. Make the offer.
Well, you need to have your financing in order.
Get it under contract. Be fast tracked, and then if there's something about the house after you get it, backtrack on the inspection. Say, hey, wait a minute, there's some stuff I didn't see. I want a credit. If they don't give you the credit,
even if a client doesn't want to come in over price, if you are buying let's just say you're buying a $400,000 house, and you planned on putting 10% down. That's $40,000. You can put the $40,000 in escrow. Because if the other realtor brings a contract in and shows $5,000 and you got $40,000, who do you think the seller's going to negotiate with first?
Usually it's going to be the person with the big deposit.
And if the deal falls apart, the seller's not keeping your money. They don't even touch your money. It goes into escrow.
So all these things we can help you with. Now, did we go through fast tracking, Bruce?
No, we haven't really talked about fast track in this segment yet. But fast track is, your typical lender does a pre-approval. That means they talk to you over the phone and they pull your credit. Then they review your tax returns or bank statements, pay stubs, and then they pre-approve you and you go off and you're out to buy a home. Now, the dilemma with that is that you are not fully approved by an underwriter. So if you want to get fully approved by an underwriter to be able to purchase a home and know there's no issue, that's called fast track. 407-250-9144, 407-250-9144.
In Loveland Properties, 407-352-8118. Remember, one of those rooftops on your street, we've probably helped sell it in the past or buy it or manage it as an investment property.
Yep. So, Cleve, that the first step is to call you, and then the second step is to get pre-approved by me. My system is so designed to help my clients get the winning offer that I will physically, and here's why my buyers get the winning offer more than my competition's buyers do. Now, and quite frankly, I'm the financer.
I know what you're going to say.
But I will physically, if you're fast-tracked with me, that means you're fully approved. You're not pre-qualified. I didn't have a conversation in a credit report. I've seen your financial documents. I guarantee you're approved. I've run you in front of an underwriter. I will call the seller or the seller's agent, introduce myself, and guarantee a 30-day or less closing, or I will pay the seller up to $500 a day for every day we miss the closing. Now, do you think we miss closings?
No.
No, we don't miss closings because your loan's fully approved. So why would I miss a closing?
And that's the confidence of knowing that everything is in. And, I had a bunch of listings I sold over the weekend, Bruce, and I think I had a total of 20 offers on 3 different listings. And you know how many lenders called me and said, oh, by the way, this loan is solid. I can close it in 2 weeks if you want, just like your fast track. Zero.
None.
Zero, because none of those buyers were fast tracked with you.
Well, and here's the other thing. All those lenders are so busy doing refis, they forget about the purchase. So a refi is a refi. My primary business is purchases. Don't get me wrong. If you haven't refinanced yet, I'm definitely in the business of helping you save money in a refinance. My point is that when you're in a purchase transaction, there's a contractual closing date. There is no contractual closing date in a refinance.
Yeah, yep.
So we have to meet certain deadlines or your escrow could be in jeopardy.
Yep.
So you want a lender that has that in mind. I was talking to a client that went to their bank the other day, and the bank said, oh, yeah, we can close that deal on time. And they actually went to their bank because of a 1/4 point on a discount point over me. Guess what happened?
Couldn't close in time.
They didn't close on time. Guess what the seller did? Kept their escrow deposit.
Oh.
So you got a $10,000 escrow deposit. My 1/4 point was about $800. It cost you $9,000 to go with a lender and a bank, popular bank, by the way.
Yep.
They told them they could close. They lost their escrow deposit. Don't let that happen to you.
No.
And listen, I don't even think they could have got the 1/4 point less. My rate was the same rate. It's just a tiny bit more.
People, if you're thinking about the first part, if you're thinking about a new house this year, is give me a call. I can come out. I'm going out to see somebody tomorrow, and they want to know what they're worth. They're probably not going to move till the end of the year, but they said there's some work needed on the house. I'm like, all right, we're going to plan this out. We're going to lay out the dollars on what that might cost. Usually what happens is we spend about 2 or 3% of the home's price, not 10%. That's what most people think. $500,000 house, and they got to spend $50,000 to get ready to sell. You don't. You got to spend about 1, 2, 3%, depends on how well you keep your home. And I can tell you what to spend on that, give you the staging checklist. But then the most important part is, where are you going?
Right.
And you get in the car, before you even put the sign out in your yard or get ready to sell, I want you comfortable that, okay, I'm going to sell for $500 and I want something with a couple acres more. I'm going to buy from $600 to $750. I want you to know what $600 looks like, what $650 looks like, what $700 looks like.
Absolutely.
That way, when you see the one, you are ready to go. So, and then if they can, the easiest way is to buy before you sell. Either a bridge loan.
If you can.
Yeah, if you can. And or you've got recasting.
I've got recasting, yes. So, and that we do that a lot for clients. A lot of lenders don't offer that, but let's just say, and I've got 2 or 3 I just worked this week where I've got a doctor wants to buy a home in Tampa, has to sell a home, but qualifies without selling it, but doesn't have a lot of money. Mm-hmm. So we're putting 5% down on the house they're buying in Tampa.
Yep.
Then they'll sell the house in Maitland.
Yep.
Then they're going to pocket $185,000 in proceeds from that. Then they're going to put it down on my mortgage that I've already closed, and I'll readjust the payments so they reflect the
Well, the
new
main
loan
thing is
now.
it's not a refinance, so it doesn't cost
not-
you.
doesn't-
It doesn't
no,
cost
it's
you
$250
$8,000. Yeah.
$250.
All right,
That's
great.
it. All right. So you want to reach Cleve, give him a call at 407 25, excuse me. Let me give you mine. That Cleve is 407-352-8118, 407-352-8118. Or you can visit his website at cleveloveland.com, or you can call the loan arranger at 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144, or visit my website at webringyouhome.com. Now, keep in mind, if you are a teacher, law enforcement, first responder, or educator, Cleve and I have a very special program called Homeownership Made Easy. You get discounts on closing costs. You get discounts from Cleve off your closing costs, and you get a monster negotiator to help you pick up the remaining closing costs that you may still have on the table, so that we get you in for as little money as possible.
And what that looks like nowadays, Bruce, is sometimes, like I said, get the house under contract. You've got to go a little over list. After you've got it under contract, after the inspection, you can back off then. You can say, hey, wait a minute, that AC is not as new as I thought it was. There's a couple things I want to do.
Still renegotiate.
Give me $10,000 off the house. If they don't, there's other people out there willing to pay that. That way it's more money in your pocket. You know you made the right choice. You're not back in the car hunting for another 60 days to find the right house. call me at 407-352-8118. We'll be right back.
Yep, or the Lone Ranger at 407-250-9144 or WeBringYouHome.com. WeBringYouHome.com. Be back in 5 minutes with the last segment.
Thank you for listening to the Loveland Report and the Lone Ranger Show with Cleve Loveland and Bruce Woodburn, getting all your real estate and mortgage news. You can call us at any time, and we'll answer your questions for you. We are in the trenches every day helping people buy and sell homes and get mortgages. And one thing I want to mention, Bruce, this last segment here is showing a house. You would not believe. I've got a 50-point staging checklist, which I charge nothing for, on what to get ready. But the showing, when people come through your home, you don't want the laundry. You want the bed made. You don't want the laundry laying all over the floor.
You want your underwear on the
ground. You want the kids' toys in one room. It's okay if one teenager's room is a little messy, but the rest of the house, you've got to stage it for them. And you can't. The other thing people say is, well, I can't do that, so let's just show it on Friday and Saturday when I'm ready. Well, if you lock your house down and only show it 5 days out of 7, you're going to limit your buyers. You're going to get a lower offer. I can help you determine what's the best way to do it. And the other thing, too, one of my agents got bit by a little dog the other day in the house. It's like,
you're kidding me.
That's just, no blood was drawn, but it's you've got to make the buyer comfortable as they walk through. You don't want to remember it as the dog bite. You don't want to be remembered as the dog bite house. You want to be remembered as, wow, that one was really cool.
Right.
Put that at the top of the list. Let's go write an offer. And there's ways to do that, and you don't want to limit showings. I took a listing a couple months ago, Bruce. The agent has said it was appointment only. They had to accompany you. Well, I haven't had an agent hold my hand and walk me through a house in 30 years. I would never do that. Well, when the seller called me to list the home because it hadn't sold in 60 days, well, the only reason why? They had it locked down, appointment only with the listing agent. Listing agent never returned any phone calls. It was a vacant home.
Oh, good
They
gracious.
literally cost that seller 2 months of holding expenses because they didn't sell. I actually raised the price a little bit. We cleaned up the yard. I sold it for $10,000 more than he was listed for before.
Good gracious.
It was multiple offers in 4 days. So it's all about having the right expert in your corner. And if you want to buy something, you definitely got to have your loan with Bruce.
You want to get your loan fast-tracked. You want to make sure you're dealing with a direct lender. I'm a direct lender. I'm in all 50 states. I've got every single loan program that anyone could possibly need. FHA, VA, USDA, conventional, best jumbos in the market, construction perms, renovation loan. I mean, you name it, I got it. Foreign national, bank statement loans only, no tax returns. I've got everything you could possibly need. The only 2 loans I don't do are land loans and commercial loans. And I'll refer you to somebody for commercial loans if you need that. If you would like to communicate with me, if you want to help somebody that you care about become a homeowner, then pick up the phone, call me or text me at 407-250-9144, 407-250-9144, or WeBringYouHome.com. If you have not refinanced yet, and you are one of those stragglers, procrastinators, we're not going to label you, but you need to do it now. Powell's raising rates. They're going to raise. He's promised 3 increases. You've got inflation. Everything's going up. Don't wait around any longer, guys. Let me help you now. Apply for a mortgage. It's the easiest online application I've ever seen. Just go to WeBringYouHome.com or call me at 407-250-9144.
Cleve Loveland at 407-352-8118. Let us help you get your house staged, get it priced right. Let's help find your next home. Is it bigger? Is it smaller? Is it more land? Is it less land? Is it waterfront? Is it golf front? We can help you with that. We'll help your real estate dreams for 2022 come true. Give us a call or go to lovelandreport.com.
Yep. And if you are a builder, a small builder, building, say, 5 to 20 homes per year, I've got the best construction lending product in the market. I can help more buyers. I'm one of the only lenders I know in the country that not only do conventional construction perms, but I do FHA and VA construction perms. I can help you with all that. I've got renovation loans. If you are a real estate agent, stop screwing around with these loan officers because you like them or they bring you donuts. Use somebody that's going to save your transaction, right? My gosh, I don't look for extensions and I close loans on time. And if the transaction's not going to go, I'll let you know it's not going to go up front. Choose somebody that truly knows what they're doing and a team that cares enough to be able to help help my real estate agents get better and better and better and offer better service to their clients. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Thanks for tuning in to the Loveland Report and the Lone Ranger radio show with Cleve Loveland and Bruce Woodburn, the Lone Ranger. I hope you enjoy your Saturday. Thanks for listening to us. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to Cleve at 407-352-8118. That's 407-352-8118. Or Bruce Woodburn, the Lone Ranger, at 407-250-9144, 407-250-9144, WeBringYouHome.com. Have a great weekend and tune into my show tomorrow at 11 o'clock, same station.